happens if you lose your prenuptial agreement? Hi, I'm Alicia Kinchel, the owner of Kinchel Law, a family law practice based out of the Philadelphia area. Now, there are times when documents go missing, important legal documents such as a will, a prenuptial agreement, or even a postnuptial agreement can go missing. And there's a variety of reasons that this may happen. One, we're often signing these things way before we need them, and so we don't take measures to make sure that they're in a safe place. People can move, documents can get lost. Maybe the attorney who drafted the documents and kept a copy of them is no longer practicing or has moved on and you don't know how to find them. For a lot of reasons, it's important for you to kind of think of these things when you're doing them and making sure that you're putting these documents into a safe place. A safe deposit box will be an example of a great place to keep it, or making sure that your next of kin in the situation of a will knows exactly where to find these documents so it's easy for them to be able to get them when you need them. All right. Now, as always, these videos are for informational purposes only. They are not legal advice. But I do want to talk to you guys today about a case that was adjudicated where a husband and a wife disputed whether or not there was actually a prenuptial agreement. Husband says that there was a prenuptial agreement, and that he kept it in a safe, and that wife took it from the safe and admitted to him that she took it from the safe. Wife said a prenuptial agreement never existed. Now, where there is a lost contract, because remember, a marital settlement agreement, a prenuptial agreement, a postnuptial agreement, even though we think about these in terms of family law, they are still contracts. So contract laws apply. And where there is a lost contract, the person who's claiming that it existed and that it's lost has the burden of proving that it was indeed lost, that it existed, first of all, that it was lost, and that a diligent search failed to produce it. Okay. Now, the court found that husband was more credible than wife in terms of proving that there was a prenuptial agreement that existed and that wife took the prenuptial agreement. And mostly this was done through secondary evidence. So we think of things like the testimony of other people who knew about it. So, for example, in this case, it's Johnson v. Johnson. In this case, husband presented evidence from the attorney who drafted the agreement, also from other witnesses who knew about the agreement. And then he also testified to the fact that he had been through a previous divorce that was extremely costly, and he was concerned about protecting his assets coming into this marriage from the same thing that had happened to him before. And in addition to proving that the prenuptial agreement existed, and that by clear and convincing evidence that it existed, and that his wife took the prenuptial agreement, he also had to present evidence or evidence about what was in the prenuptial agreement. And he was able to successfully argue that the prenuptial agreement included things precluding alimony pendite lite, so APL, spousal support, and other division of assets, and that basically the parties would keep what they had. So, because he was able to prove this, the court found in his favor. But again, it's important to make sure that these documents are kept in a very safe place so that you're not trying to do this at the time of your divorce. Make sure that you keep your own copy that's safe and secure from the other party. Again, we know when you're going through a marriage, everything can be rosy and happy, but you have to think long term. And when you are taking the time and the steps to sign a prenuptial agreement, you are anticipating in some ways that there may be a divorce, that you will need this document, and that there may be a time where things are not so pleasant. And so in that case, you want to make sure that you have this document set aside somewhere else where you can get to it. All right, so I hope that gives you a little bit of information about what to do if there is a lost prenuptial agreement. You absolutely want to speak to an attorney licensed in your area about the facts specific to your case, because it can be difficult to prove not only that it was lost, but also what was in there. And there's ways to do that, there's ways to not do that. And when we're talking about the division of assets, we don't want to take any chances. So again, speak with an attorney licensed in your state about the facts specific to your case. All right. So if you have any questions about this particular topic or any other topic, please drop them in the comments below. If there are any other topics that you would like me to cover, again, we're doing videos every day of 2021 on divorce, custody, and support. And we want to make sure that we're covering the things that you would like us to talk about. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit the notification button so whenever we drop a new video, you get a little ring. All right, until next time, take care.